Okay, so
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. I am here at Westside Middle School with our counselor, Mr. Dara, to talk about what it means to be a leader. So, the first question is, what was the turning point in your career?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say thank you, Ashley, for having me today. And I feel really special to be interviewed by one of the best eighth graders I know. So, my turning point in my career, so I actually started off to be a nursing major well, I thought about nursing at the age of 16. And then when I went to college after graduating from 12th grade, I thought about going into the nursing field, and then I took chemistry and biology, and then I knew I had to work with blood, and then I saw blood, and I passed out, and it was just not going to be a good career for me. So, but I always knew in the back of my mind that I really loved being a kid, and I loved working with children. And I kind of wanted to kind of get inside their heads, like, what is the hormonal adolescent stage of life? What does that mean? Okay, how can I help with friendships, with social and emotional learning? How can I help with academics? And I also want to inform kids to have a bright future and go to college. And then that sounds like really great, right?
Yeah.
So that was my turning point in my career, and I figured that out one time. I was eating dinner with my parents, and I told them that I don't know what I want to be. And they're like, well, why don't you be a counselor? Because you're pretty good with working with people. And I was like, but I'm really good with working with children.
The second question is, if you could do it over again, what would you do differently?
Well, I loved being a kid. At the end of 12th grade, I did not want to graduate from high school because I knew that it was over, and that childhood was over, and that I wouldn't be having that my friendships would change, and then everyone would go off and do their own kinds of things with people, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very sad moment in your life. I think that if I could do it differently, I would definitely try and go out for the goal, because I was always afraid of what people would think of me. So, because of that, I didn't do certain activities in high school, and I should have gotten more involved with the community, and I should have done more things. But I also like to live a life with no regrets and to always keep going forward, because you can always do it and you can always change the world no matter what kind of career. But as long as you're happy and you're prepared to go to college if you decide to go, we have done our job as a counseling department.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. Sorry. I can talk a lot about that, so it's good times.
What are some of the obstacles you face to get to where you are today?
Okay, so being a school counselor, I had to go to 7 years of college, but I didn't go all the way to 7 years back to back to back. So I took 2 years at a community college, and then I at Three Rivers in Norwich, and then I went to Eastern Connecticut State University in Willimantic, and then I graduated with my bachelor's in 2010. So I graduated on time in 4 years. Okay, and then I decided, well, I really don't want to go to grad school because it's a lot of work, and I need to be lazy, and I'm 22, and I need to be like, having fun. I'm in my 20s, and like, live life, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up just working in an elementary school, and I did behavioral analysis where I worked with special ed autism kids, and I had the opportunity of having them teach me some new things about life and me teaching them about how to live their life. So it was really good. So some of the problems that occurred in there was like the struggle with working, paying my loans, living back home with my parents, because we don't really want to do that again, right? And then having to make enough money to live to survive. Because what I was doing is I was living to survive. All my money would go towards my loans, it would go to food, it would go to birthday parties. My friends were getting married, they were having babies, and it was just like a whole lot of money that I wasn't having for myself. We all know how much Mr. Dara loves clothes, right? So, and food. We love food. So, it was money was tight, but you know what? I was completely happy, and then I wanted to be happier. So I changed my life and I went to grad school at UConn for 3 years to be a school counselor. So I would say life is pretty good, and what's important is that I valued it, and I learned about empathy and others, and I had a really wonderful college experience, and I've had a really awesome 5 years in school counseling experiences for what I've been doing, and I'm having a fabulous professional year here at Westside Middle School Academy.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank you so much for having me on your show today, Miss Janeo. I look forward to more interviews with you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.